Hi everyone, Dawn Phoenix here. I'm a transformational healer and also a moderator in the Conscious Leadership Network. Thank you for joining me here today, whether you're joining me here on my live or you're catching this down the road a bit. Today, I'm going to bring in the Dolphins to talk about the presence of animals. But before I do that real quick, I just want to let you guys know about some links I have down below. You can join me in my tribe called Spiritual Kindergarten on the Conscious Leadership Network. And there's actually a banner for that right under me. In there, we do lots of great things. I have free weekly Dolphin energy healing sessions, and we have community meet and greets. I post in there every day. Our community is there to support each other for people who, are either new to the spiritual journey or maybe have been on it a while, and you're just looking for a place to feel safe and maybe not so isolated from other people who might not be on their journey yet. So all are welcome, and the info is down below, and you can join the Conscious Leadership Network and see all the awesome things that the change makers and growers are doing in our community there. And I have some links for healing sessions and also some links for my books down below. So I'm going to bring in the Dolphins, and they're going to talk to us about presence. This is the month that we're focusing on one of the 12 pillars of transformation, and this month is presence. And the Dolphins came to me this morning and wanted to talk about animals because they have a lot they can teach us about presence. And I can say that as an animal communicator. So that's my 2 cents, but now we're going to hear what the Dolphins have to say. So here they come. Hello, dear ones. We are so delighted to be here with you today. We would like to talk to you about presence. Last week, we spoke of how your presence is a gift. And this week, we would like to speak to you about the presence of animals. Now, some of you may not understand that animals are very, very good at being present in every moment, because not everyone sees animals for the sentient, intelligent, empathic, evolved beings that they are. And the truth is, there is no being on the planet that is better or worse than any other being. And that includes in the physical and not. So when we say this, we are talking about all of the beings, higher dimensional beings, beings here with you in your dimension currently, in the physical and in the non-physical. Because we are all source. We are all source energy beings, and that means that we are all, as you like to say, cut from the same cloth. We may just be on different places on our journeys. And animals definitely fall into the category of beings who can be some of your greatest teachers if you allow them to be. Many of them chose to be here on the planet to be your teachers, also your friends. And we would like to bring your attention to that fact and honor animals for being willing to be those teachers, but also to be seen the way that many humans see them, as inferior or incapable of high-level communication, the kind of communication that many humans either have not yet discovered they're capable of, or just simply also don't believe exists. And this is called telepathy. This is the way animals communicate with each other and with humans who are trained to remember that they are telepathic creatures. Yes, it is true. All humans, not just a select few, all humans have the capability to be telepathic. And this may come as a surprise to you, and for some of you, it may not, but it is true nonetheless. It just depends upon whether or not you allow yourself to remember. So, that said, animals are always wanting to communicate with humans. They always have something to say and they always have something to share. And one of the things they like to share about, and we can tell you this because we are not only in the realm, but dolphins obviously are also in the physical. And you know we love communicating and do so in a great number of ways, especially with humans. Animals have a special gift of presence. And by that we mean they are so tuned in to their instinctual nature, their own divine nature, that they are present in every moment. If you look at one of your animal companions in your home, for instance, you don't see a dog or a cat or even a fish or a lizard. You don't see them worrying about the future or pining over the past. Now, you can't necessarily, unless you've remembered your telepathic, know what they're thinking, but usually they seem to be relaxed and just enjoying the moment. Cats and dogs especially love finding that patch of sunlight to curl up in and just be, just enjoy. Horses are another wonderful friend you can learn so much from about presence. Horses are natural healers. We actually work closely with them, and many of them have been our friends for millennia. And they serve humanity in a way that is very unique. They, unlike dogs, don't necessarily always need humans. They can find their own food supply if they need to. They haven't truly been domesticated. Even the horses raised in domestic environments, but they choose to be with humans and to serve you. And they have this majestic quality about them. And it sort of bleeds over into anyone who comes into their field. Now, by field, we mean their energy field, not their pasture, where they may hang out when they're not in a barn. And when a human comes into contact with horses, something magical happens, but it's not really magic, it's energetic. And there has been research done to support this, and we encourage you to do your own research. This is scientific, and it is called the human horse heart connection. We may be confusing the words because human words are not our number one language. Telepathy is, and it's much easier to send a movie or an image than it is to speak the words. But we believe that it is called the human horse heart connection. And what has been done is they have brought people out who are connected to electrodes on their heads to measure their brain waves. Now, before the people are brought out to be near the horse, the people's brain waves are measured, so they get what is called a baseline reading. and they can see what the human's brain waves look like just on their own. They also have a horse connected to, obviously it's a domesticated horse, connected to these electrodes, and they measure the horse's brain waves before it's near the human. And then they bring the human and let them sit in proximity to the horse. And something wonderful happens. After a few minutes have gone by, the human's brain waves become identical to the horse's brain waves. No, it does not mean they are turning into a horse. It means their brain is what is called entraining to the horse's brain waves. Their brain is behaving in the way that the horse's does. And we don't mean, again, the person's going to start neighing and acting like a horse. It means that the person is able to be just the way the horse is, to be connected to the earth, to be connected to the moment. That's what entrainment means, to have your vibration match another vibration. They are entrained. And this is done perfectly naturally and perfectly willingly. So, like we said, you may conduct your own research, and please do, because a lot of people need to see something for themselves before they believe it. But we just wanted to bring your attention to the wonderful work that the animals on your planet are doing, and very much so your animal companions in your homes. If you are spending time with your favorite animal companion, it helps you feel better, doesn't it? You feel less stressed and you just relax. Your breathing changes, and if you could measure your brain waves and that of your animal companions, it is highly likely, if you spent enough time in that state with your animal companion, that your brain waves would show to entrain with theirs. And that's the scientific explanation for how animals are some of your greatest teachers, just by naturally being themselves and having natural presence. So we hope you remember this the next time you spend time with your animal companion, whoever they may be, or if you are spending time out in nature, or even looking out a window and seeing an animal. And even us, if you can spend time with us. We love to invite you into our energy, and it just brings you into the present moment. And that is so very healing. So we leave you today, our dear friends, with so much love and bubbles of joy. And until next time, we love you very, very much. Cool. Okay. So that was neat. And I just wanted to pass along a quick little story of my own. Last night, I was looking out my living room window, and where apartments are, we have green lawn in front of my living room window, and it's big. And it was just getting to be dusk. And all of a sudden, all of these fireflies came out, and they were just flashing everywhere. It was almost like what's behind me, but not as wonderful. It was wonderful, but I mean, there weren't as many. But I stood at my window for a good 10 minutes at least, just watching these guys light up, look over here, mate with me, mate with me, mate with me, and they were just so beautiful. I couldn't take myself away. And I think that that's a really good example of how the animals bring us into the present moment. There wasn't anywhere else I wanted to be. There wasn't anything else I wanted to do but stand there and look at these guys just flashing on and off. Very interesting. So That said, I will wrap up for today. All the links for those goodies are down below. You can join me in my tribe on Conscious Leadership Network called Spiritual Kindergarten. And until next week, I am sending you lots of love and light. All right, take care. Bye-bye.